Hi and welcome to Biz 440, Current Trends in HR Management. Today we'll be talking about enhancing organizational culture. I'm Monica and I also have Ebony and Emma with me. Just a territorial acknowledgement, Camosun College campuses are located on the traditional territories of the Lekwungen and Wasanic peoples. We acknowledge their welcome and graciousness to the student who seek knowledge here. We're going to start off with our purpose. Is to define how diversity, inclusion, health, and wellness enhances organizational culture. To provide a clear understanding of what diversity is and what it isn't. To raise a greater awareness and sensitivity to diverse issues that go well beyond their assumed categories. To recommend behavioral tools for fostering a more cohesive workplace. To demonstrate the importance of health and wellness programs on developing a positive organizational culture. To provide insight on the impact culture has for both an organization and their people, and to provide an example of culture excellence. Organizational culture. An organization is only good as its culture, and building a culture frequently begins with the HR department. Culture is the character and the personality of any organization. It's what makes a business unique and is the sum of its values, traditions, beliefs, interactions, behaviors, and attitudes. Positive workplace culture attracts talents, drives engagement, impacts happiness and satisfaction, and affects overall performance. Human resources exist to make sure that the company is not only hiring and retaining its best, but to instill good morals and ethics within the organization. On the Conference Board of Canada, a report written by Michael Grant and Hope Shamonda stated that culture matters because it affects the innovation process. Companies that achieve alignment between their culture and innovative strategies do better financially than those that don't. Every company is different in the way that it manages innovation, but all innovative companies need to define the cultural traits that support their innovative strategies. Diversity and inclusion, what is it? Workplace diversity is understanding, accepting, and valuing differences between people, including those of different races, ethnicity, gender, age, religion, disability, and sexual orientation, as well as those differences in education, personalities, skill sets, experiences, and knowledge base. Diversity encompasses both primary and secondary dimensions. The image lists some of the diversity characteristics through which of all of us possess. The way we view these characteristics leads to the perception that we make about others and their behaviors, which can affect our own behaviors in response. The orange circle represents the primary dimensions, which is also known as the internal dimensions. These include aspects of diversity over which typically we have no control. This dimension houses the majority of divisions between and among individuals of the healthcare team. These aspects are those which we notice immediately in others individuals and from which we develop many of the perception and prejudice in our mind. Secondary dimensions are also known as the external dimensions, which is shown in the white area. These include facets of our lives which we have some control over and may transition over time. These aspects are those which may impact the careers we choose and the workplace behaviors. This dimension also impacts who we choose to build friendships and relationships with. And now we'll play a short video on diversity and inclusion.
We are a tapestry of
cultures,
experiences,
and expressions.
We are diverse.
We are inclusive.
We are ourselves.
and
we
are here for everyone.
So how can employees promote diversity? There are many aspects in which employees can promote diversity, from practicing positive work habits in the workplace to recognizing and respecting others and their individuality. Increasingly, research has indicated that businesses with more diverse workforces perform better on a whole range of measures, from making more money to being more innovative. Diversity gives you greater range of talent, and according to a Forbes article, it provides insights into the needs and motivation of all your clients or customer base, rather than just a small part of it. Cultivating an inclusive workplace. According to Deloitte, inclusion refers to the practice of making all members of an organization feel welcome and giving them equal opportunity to connect, belong, and grow, to contribute to the organization, advance their skill sets and careers, and feel comfortable and confident being their authentic selves. There are 4 key points every successful inclusion strategy should incorporate. Number 1, leadership involvement. The aspects is where C-level involvement and support should ensure diversity at all levels of the management team. Number 2, policies and procedures. Adding diversity and inclusion among your company's values, missions, and visions enhances the values an employee may feel towards the organization. 3, educating and training. Providing training and education for all your employees to help them understand the meaning, importance, and value of diversity and inclusion by offering unconscious bias or sensitivity training, workshops, or teamwork and collaboration exercises. Number 4, retention and development of diverse talent. Some good practices for ensuring that diverse employees stay at your company and develop their full potential include implementing professional development programs, offering diverse-focused mentoring. Behavioral tools for a more cohesive workplace. Collaboration is a key factor in building a small business because it works. People thrive in environments which free them to communicate and work together. When the company environment is focused on collaboration, team members naturally feel a part of something bigger than themselves. The best way to transition from an individual to a collaborative mindset is to equip each team member for active participation in the group dynamic. Here are 7 ways to cultivate a cohesive team. Create a clear and compelling cause. The more compelling and exciting the mission, the easier it is to inspire team members to want to be a part of what the company aspires to accomplish. When they are given a clear cause to be involved with, team members naturally become as passionate about their goals and objectives as their leaders. Communicate expectations. Collaboration must be communication to team members as the minimum standards. To foster this, team members must be provided with the defined individual and collective roles and responsibilities they will hold within the team. Having a clear understanding of their position allows for a more effective and efficient team. Establish team goals. To drive success in team members, it is important to set measurable goals that follow the SMART outline. Leverage team member strengths. To empower each team member, it is a great strategy to work with their strengths rather than working around their weakness. It is a good idea to have each team member take a personality test such as the Myers-Briggs and hold a team roundtable to share the results. This is a great team bonding exercise because the results allow each person to get to know themselves and their team members in a deeper way. Foster cohesion between team members. Cohesive teams are more successful because each team member on the team is included in as many large decisions as possible. When team members feel this type of inclusion, they feel the perceived significance of their role, causing them to naturally perform better. Encourage innovation. For teams to grow, they must be encouraged to brainstorm and question the status quo in an open and non-judgmental environment. Team members must be coached and led to believe that challenges and obstacles they face can and will be overcome. When a can-do attitude is instilled, it motivates team members to live up to those can-do expectations. And lastly, recognize, reward, and celebrate collaborative behavior. Establishing a collaborative environment is just the beginning of a more successful venture. For collaboration to work, it must be consistent and purposeful, with resources and rewards dedicated to its success. When team members feel that they are part of something exceptional, they are more willing to work together to get the ball across the goal line. Collaboration works because there is nothing more meaningful, bonding, or growth promoting than a shared win. Now I'll pass it over to Emma, who will talk about health and wellness.
Thanks, Monica. I'm going to be talking about what organizational health and wellness is, the importance of having wellness programs, what an organization needs to do when developing and implementing wellness programs, some wellness programs that work, designing workspaces to promote wellness, the importance of flexible work arrangements, and the importance of autonomy. So what is organizational wellness? Well, it focuses on the physical, financial, emotional, and social well-being of employees and employers. Creating a good wellness plan is essential for many reasons. One of those ways is through competitive advantages. Having an organizational wellness plan that works can provide an organization with a competitive advantage when hiring employees. In fact, millennials view wellness as a necessity in order to be productive at work. Nowadays, millennials are a large demographic in today's workforce. Because of this, using the company's wellness plan to attract employees will no longer be an optional approach. It will be expected, and applicants can ultimately decide whether or not they want a job because of the wellness plan the organization offers. Finally, depending on what the wellness plan includes, it can be cheaper to implement. We will discuss some of these strategies later on in the presentation. On to the importance of having a wellness plan. First, we're going to watch a short 1-minute video from Carrie Cooper, the director and founder of Robertson Cooper. They are a wellness firm that delivers well-being strategies and solutions to various organizations.
Well, well-being matters to organizations now because, for example, the health and safety executive in the UK found last year that 57% of all sickness absence was due to stress at work. So creating the well-being culture not only can reduce stress at work, manage it, get rid of sickness absence, presenteeism, all those kinds of negatives, but it can also help our productivity. And well-being is linked to increased levels of productivity. And if you look at the UK, for example, the UK is 7th in the G7 on productivity per capita and 17th in the G20 on productivity per capita, but it's linked in North America on the same dimensions. If you enhance well-being in the workplace, you increase productivity, you reduce sickness absence, and you increase job satisfaction levels and therefore retain key people.
So I'm just going to reiterate some of the points Carrie mentioned in the video. He mentioned that having a wellness plan boosts employee productivity, it reduces absenteeism, it increases job satisfaction, and it retains employees who are valued and needed for the organization to function efficiently. So there are a lot of strategies available to employers when designing and implementing a wellness plan. Some of these strategies include talking to employees, having company leaders support the wellness initiatives, incorporate wellness into the organization's culture and its strategy, offer incentives to get employees involved, and always review the wellness plan annually. If leaders talk to employees about the type of wellness initiatives they want to be implemented, employees are going to feel valued and they will be more than likely to participate. Leadership commitment is essential, and it also ties in with incorporating wellness into the organization's culture and strategy. This can be done by having employee health and wellness developed in the organization's mission and vision statements. As a result, it creates a way of life that focuses on employee well-being. Offering incentives have to be smart. Providing an internal reward, such as bragging rights, creates team cohesiveness, social well-being, and it enables employers to be more motivated and productive. Finally, you want to review your wellness plan annually, as it allows for adjustments to be made. If employee involvement starts to decline, company leaders need to find out why, and they may have to change up the wellness initiatives so employees are not so tired and bored of the same programs being offered. So back in 2018, Deloitte conducted a survey that demonstrated what employees valued in a wellness program versus what their employers currently offered. And in that survey, employees wanted flexible work schedules, counseling programs such as mental health counseling and wellness counseling, yoga classes, and even health fitness programs. Financial assistance and educational training programs are also some of the initiatives employees hope to have access to. Designing workspaces that allow for various forms of stress release can often assist in developing a culture of well-being for some organizations. These organizations demonstrate to their employees that they are committed to a culture of wellness by investing in the physical environment. Organizations succeeding in these practices are providing green spaces, bike racks, collaborative spaces, yoga and meditation or workout rooms, availability of virtual reality headsets, and even simply structuring time for mental breaks and naps in some cases. Studies have found that health and wellness programs reduce organizational costs, improve well-being of employees, and demonstrate to the employees that the organization cares about them. This results in positive attitudes and higher job satisfaction. Additionally, participation in these fitness programs further increase job satisfaction. The increase of working from home will likely result in higher job satisfaction and less employee turnover. While there are benefits to remote work, it is important to note that the recommended maximum number of days for working outside of the office is 2.5. This is because teleworkers find a work-life balance a challenge, even though it provides them flexibility. If they work from home more often, they have fewer or less meaningful relationships with their coworkers, and they may feel as though they have been passed up for promotions due to their lack of physical presence in the office. Moving on to the importance of autonomy, Thurr and Tumingen conducted 9,000 experiments with almost 1,200 employees. The result of their study demonstrated how autonomy can benefit an organization. They found organizational success and effectiveness relies on the innovative work behavior, which allows employees to go above and beyond the requirements within their job description. This requires a bit of autonomy by allowing employees to develop their own work schedule and determine their own methods of doing their work. Additionally, employees should be given some autonomy over decision making. These three factors have been determined as the most important factors in developing an innovative workplace. Flexible work arrangements can assist in providing employees with autonomy over building their schedule, methods, and work-related decisions. When considering how to create a happy and productive workforce, autonomy can play a big role in achieving a positive organizational culture. Now I'll pass it over to Ebony, who's going to be talking a bit about a local organization that offers a space for people to go seek health and wellness.
Quench is a private club in Victoria, BC that offers members a space to seek knowledge, wellness experiences, novelty, curiosity, and connection for their health and happiness. Every inch of Quench is designed with intention. When you walk up the stairs of the main entrance, you're greeted by the host in an incredible common area, with light streaming in from a pyramid of windows above. Moving through the space, you see event calendars on the walls in chalk, dedicated and floating desk spaces, beautiful green meeting rooms, luxurious sitting areas, a small and romantic library, a large attic-like studio space for yoga classes, and a bold and bright open-concept kitchen with kombucha on tap. In the bathrooms, you'll find a small poster with definitions of gender identity terms. There are also small, soundproof booths where you can make phone calls without bothering other members. Douglas Magazine has dubbed founder Tessa McLaughlin Victoria's Culture Queen. In an informal meeting, Tessa and I discussed how important it is to listen to those around you. She brought life into a 26,000 square foot derelict attic space by really understanding the needs of the people in the region. Not only did she listen to know more about her members, but she also continues to actively listen to them and their needs. During our discussion, Tessa often stopped to say hello to members, ask how their recent trip was, ask how a project was going, or even introduce them to each other if they're working on similar projects. She suggested that having engagement servers is a great idea for any large company. This involves having staff dedicated to a section of office space, ensuring the employees in that space have everything they need, have a friendly ear, can help problem solve, or connect them to other people for a variety of reasons. In essence, this is what Tessa does when she works at Quench. When creating this space, she happily brought people together to help her vision come to life. While seeking investors, she found people who supported not only the vision, but also who she was as a person, and wanted to see some of her personality infused into the space. Having help from other professionals was an important part of the Quench journey. Above all else, Tessa wants you to be happy. She is someone who leads by example. Having worked through many challenges to get where she is today, Tessa understands how this can be set aside quite easily, but suggests that doing what you need to do to be happy will help you inspire others to be happy too. She is most definitely a culture queen. In this next section, we'd like to engage you with case study discussion. The next 3 slides consist of a short case study. We would like you to read and analyze each scenario and provide your feedback on at least one of the 3 cases in the discussion page of D2L. Case study number 1, organizational wellness. You are the health and safety manager for a corporate sales business. For wellness programs right now, your organization hosts monthly weigh-ins, where employees compete with the organization's other locations to see who can lose the most weight. Upon review, you realize this method is not working well. Employees are going to extreme measures to lose weight, like fasting, bulimia, sabotage, etc. You do some research into what programs work and realize that fitness and yoga sessions, healthy eating programs, and even incorporating fitness technology works well within organizations. You also come across some counseling and assistance services. What workplace wellness program should you implement? Keep in mind, it is in a corporate environment and it is a sales business. Case study number 2, diversity and inclusion. An employee of a Canadian company was sent to India to learn the operations in its satellite company for 1 month. When she arrived, she was scheduled to meet with the project managers at 9 a.m. the next day. However, she ended up waiting half an hour for them to show up. The project managers did not apologize or think anything of being late, which upset her so much that after the meeting, she went to the head of operations in India to complain about the incident, but found them unresponsive to her concerns. She regarded tardiness as a sign of disrespect and could not understand why no one was sympathetic to the matter. What should she do? Is this a cultural issue? Case study number 3, the culture of physical space. You are the manager of an office with 50 employees. Some have enclosed offices and others share an open concept office space. You have recently updated the 4 pillars of your organization to represent a culture of positivity, transparency, innovation, and listening. As part of this change, you also completed a health and wellness survey, which determined that your employees are feeling symptoms of stress and burnout. What options do you have in the physical environment that will help portray the culture of your organization? Feel free to expand your thinking to outdoor spaces too. And now I'll pass it back to Emma for the key takeaways.
So just to conclude our presentation, we would like to leave you with some key takeaways. First, having a positive workplace culture attracts talent, drives engagement, impacts happiness and satisfaction, and it affects the overall performance. Second, diversity and inclusion play a key factor in organizational culture as it has a direct effect to the bottom line. The third point is that there were 7 key behavioral tools for fostering a more cohesive workplace. These included creating a clear and compelling cause, communicate expectations, establish team goals, leverage team member strengths, encourage innovation, and recognize, reward, and celebrate collaborative behavior. The fourth point is that health and wellness programs should be implemented because they boost productivity, reduce absenteeism, increase job satisfaction, and retain employees. Lastly, the organization should demonstrate organizational commitment to diversity, inclusion, and wellness for employee buy-in. Thanks for watching our presentation, and we look forward to seeing everyone's thoughts regarding the case studies in the discussion board.